I know she'll be here in just a minute if she isn't already, and she just needs to be made a panelist so we can get going. We're late again here, and we'll just start it if we don't hear the intro at this point.
We are going to wait for her or for him.
Right. Yeah, for her. Trinity is coming. She had the link.
Oh, she's here. She has a different
Yes, you got to
name.
make sure that she's a panelist. Got to make sure she's a panelist.
She has a different name here.
Ah. Oh, I see. It has. Yeah, it does. It has a different name.
Tell me when you're ready, and then I'll play the intro.
Okay, so Trinity, if you could, unmute, and then he'll let you get your picture up there. Dante will let you do that.
Okay.
There we
sorry,
go. And you changed your name. Perfect. No, you're good. You're good. We're having. It's a technically challenging day. There's a lot going on. I can tell you that. Okay, I think I have the information needed, and we're just going to have a conversation. So, are you excited? Can you hear me okay? Just want to make sure you can hear me okay, too.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay, so Dante, we are ready. When we hear the music, we know we're going.
Welcome to Family Matters Mega Summit, where we create a win-win-win coalition between our experts from around the world, our organizers, sponsors, and hosts, and most importantly, our amazing parents such as yourself, to raise awareness and support our cause. Because when it comes to global issues, family matters. Your host today is Tammy Gross. Tammy is an award-winning produced screenwriter and a #1 best-selling author. Take it away, Tammy.
All right. I am so happy to be here, and I am going to be talking with Trinity Santa Kumar. Did I get that even close to right?
Yeah, you did.
Yay! Okay, good. Well, I'm actually very excited to speak with you. I know that you're from India. That's what we're going to be actually talking about, is how you were raised in an Indian family. And, you're 13 years old and an 8th grader. You live with your parents and your brother. And your favorite thing to do in your free time is to read books. So that is awesome. I love that. And you want to talk to us about some of the struggles that you've had as a teen in an Indian family. But before we get into that, I'd love to know a little bit more, like where in India are you?
I'm from South India, and the state I'm from is called Tamil Nadu, and we talk in Tamil. That's our language.
That's what I was wondering, is what language? Because I know that there are many languages. I've been to Kerala, and it's just so beautiful in southern India especially. And I think that's really interesting that we can talk like this. Isn't that great that we can do that across the globe? We can talk, and I get to learn a little bit more about your culture, because there are some struggles that are different from what American teens go through. And I love that you are willing to share what some of those struggles are and how you've coped with them, and some of the advice that you are able to give to other people. So just tell us anything you want to tell us about yourself that I haven't already read, because I love that you like to read books. I think that's great. I'm an author, so I like it when people like to read books. That's a very good thing. What other kind of things do you do in South India? It gets very hot. And at this time of year, I'm trying to remember what it's like at this time of year. Are you just over the rainy season or just getting into the rainy season?
I'm actually not in India right now.
You're not right.
Originally
You're not
from India. I live in Washington.
There you go. So you have a better perspective even. So I should have asked you that first thing. So tell us a little bit about that. How did you get from where you were to where you are now, physically?
So I used to live in India a couple years ago, and then my dad got a job here, and then he moved. So naturally, I also moved with him, and I had to adapt to the culture here, yeah.
That's that. Okay. And that puts a a really big perspective on everything that we're about to talk about. So,
Mhm.
so why did you choose this topic? Has it been a big struggle for you since you came to America?
Well, kind of. So there was a lot of cultural difference here, and I hadn't
Hmm.
really
Yeah.
expected it. And I chose I chose this topic because this is directly related to me. I have insight on what's happening, and um, I also got like some stuff from my parents and my friends too. So yeah.
That, that makes sense. And so there's different kinds of struggles that we all have at different times in our lives, but being a teen, it's already hard. I feel for you. I know what you're going through. 13 can be a really good year or a really hard year for people because it's usually either 13 or 14. Something changes, and and everything goes kind of out of whack. And just so you know, it's all good on the other side. So you have to get through it. That's my perspective, and that's my advice to you. But from your perspective, you're watching your parents, have expectations on you. And so that's
Yeah.
that's something I kind of wanted to get into, is to find out what are some of the expectations that they put on you, and that might cause some kind of a cultural clash for you, because they're still thinking old country and you're a new country. And I'd love to hear more about that.
Well, talking about expectations, they honestly expect me to do good on like everything, get straight A's. Even if I get like a B plus at an 89, that wouldn't still be enough for them. They want me to be at the top of my class. And I don't really blame them either, but in India, I've noticed that everybody wants, there's like no room for failure almost. You have to be good on like everything. That's the mentality in India, and they kind of haven't still adapted to the new country here now.
Right. And you got to cut them a little bit of slack, just simply because they're older, they're more set in their ways, right? But it can be very hard. I can understand how it can be extremely hard, because those are very high expectations. You probably see some friends who are given a little more slack, right?
They are.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you're like, why can't you give me some of that slack? And they obviously love you and they want the best for you, but I totally get it from your point of view. And so what is the influence that you get from your friends and from the people around you who don't have the same cultural background that you do? What kind of things does that, bring up for you? Struggles and or, ways that make you creative in problem solving too, I have a feeling too.
Well, the thing is,
Uh-oh, I think we had a little freeze. It might be on my
say
end.
that.
I'm not sure. There we go.
Oh, could you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah, I think we just
Okay.
had a little bit of a Wi-Fi freeze or something.
hmm So
We're good.
yeah, I'm usually like a lot at home, and I'm probably studying or doing like one of my many extracurricular activities. And whereas my friends are probably outside having fun, and they ask me, and then they think I'm too much of a studious person, which I'm not really that much of a studious person, but that's what like everybody else thinks.
Right. Yeah. So you have to, yeah, you find yourself probably either feeling like you're on the outs, or that you have to explain yourself a lot, I suppose. Is that kind of where you
Kind of,
find yourself
yeah.
sometimes? Yeah. Yeah. So now when it comes to how you do respond to people, and then how you make decisions as you decide whether, okay, I'm going to just spend hours and hours studying here, or I'm going to talk to the parents, and I'm going to see if I can go outside and I can play with my friends, or if I can go and do something with my friends, go to the movies or whatever it is. How do you approach that? I'm very curious to know how, and I'm sorry if I'm not going completely off of your questions. I'm just so curious about you. I'm asking,
No
I'm
worries.
probably throwing some curveballs at you, but that's what we do in America. We throw curveballs all the time.
Well, I kind of just asked them. I'd say like, "Hey, look, I got a really good grade on this. I think I deserve some time to do something else." And mostly they let me do stuff, but they're
Good.
pretty strict, kind of overprotective, I'd
Hmm.
say. Like, as far as I know, most Indian parents are really overprotective,
Hmm.
and they would like you can't really go out with your friends late at night and stuff. But yeah, they basically don't
Well,
let you do anything alone.
right, right. And they have a reason for that. They, what do you think their perspective is? What do you think their reasoning is behind that?
Well, I think it's just like they, well, they're just too protective, I'd say.
Uh-oh, we had a little bit
Maybe
of a
like
freeze. There
because
we
there's a
go.
lot of Amber
Okay.
Alerts and stuff that's going on. There's a lot of Amber Alerts and stuff, and they hear a
Uh-huh.
lot of stories about what happened, like kidnapping and stuff. So I think that's like one
Yeah.
of their main reasons that they're really overprotective and yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of outside influences. They're in a new country, and so they feel like they have to be even more protective because it's different from what they experienced as kids. So they have to constantly adjust themselves as well, to how things are going around them in the world and everything. So, I think it sounds like you're pretty understanding though of where they're at, and yet I can
Yeah.
see there's going to be some clashing going on. So how do you overcome that? How do you overcome, when you feel like they're being too protective and you feel like you're kind of suffering from that? How do you handle that?
I'd kind of just like talk to them and explain what I do, like explain my side of the story, kind of my opinion and my perspective.
Right.
And most of the time, my parents are really nice, and then they let me go out and stuff.
Well, that's good. So it sounds like you're actually learning to be quite the negotiator, that you're having to see things from other people's perspectives. And when you see things from other people's perspectives, you can bring that knowledge, or at least that understanding, to the table when you want to bring your perspective and what you're experiencing. And then when you talk to them, sounds like that's a great way to overcome when you guys do have differences about how things should be going for you. So do you have any new strategies or anything that you're thinking of trying with them as you get older? Because you're looking for more freedom as you get older, I'm sure. And or are you just kind of going on the
Yeah.
day to day right now?
I don't know really. I think I don't really have any new strategies. I think this would just work every time.
I think that's good actually, because that's part of what your role is as the teenager in the house, right? Is that
Mhm.
they're the parents. You need to follow their rules and everything. You don't have to think that far ahead yet. In a couple of years, you'll be thinking differently. You'll be thinking about college. You'll be thinking further down the line and
Mhm.
everything. But it sounds like you have found a way to make some balance so that you have some definite, restrictions going on, but you also want to live your life with your friends and everything. And how are you with your friends? Do they understand what you're going through, or does that kind of frustrate you sometimes? It's like they don't get it.
Well, my friends who are Indian would really understand it because they're facing the
Sure.
same things at home. But
Right.
sometimes my American friends, they don't really understand, but they think I'm just like too much at my house. So,
Yeah.
yeah, basically.
Yeah. And so then, yeah, and that can be hard. You are at that interesting age when you're like on the brink of some breaking out, but you really seem to have your head together really, really well. And I love the way that you give your parents some slack, because they do have their ways that they're set in. And it sounds like you're having some good conversations with them. Is there anything that I've asked you or haven't asked you that you wish that I would ask you, so that you can say exactly what you want to say, or any message, I should say, that you want to give to people who are listening, who really need
Uh,
to understand?
well, parents, I guess, and stuff, but whatever they do is essentially good for you. They like the mentality of most Indian parents is to be successful. They do everything so that you can be successful and you can be in a financially good position so that you can take care of yourself. In their opinion, they think that money brings happiness, but in my opinion, money brings freedom, not happiness, not necessarily happiness.
Oh, that's a very, very interesting way of putting it because yes, there, you know, a lot, and a lot of us, it doesn't even, it's not even just like a cultural situation, is that, you know, a lot of us do look at money as being a thing of happiness, but I think you've hit it on the head where it really is about freedom, right? It's about freedom for your future and making sure that it's not about even being comfortable. It's about being safe and having the life that you want to have. And that's all your parents really want for you. So that's good that you guys are, it sounds like you're kind of on the same page there. So that, I think that's really good. Is there anything else that because I know I can get clumsy on asking questions exactly the way I should. And we've had a little bit of tech issues and everything. So I want to make sure that I give you room to say exactly anything else that you might want to say. Any final words that you'd like our audience to know?
So I would also like to say that everybody should try to understand their parents' side and their perspective too. And parents should also understand that it's okay to fail and failure is a stepping stone for success because they think that failing is like you shouldn't fail. That's not true because you would learn more when you fail rather than when you succeed. But the thing that teens also should know is they should never give up. Even if they fail, they should never give up. And both teens and parents should be open-minded and they should take a step forward to understand each other.
Wow, I couldn't have said that any better. That that was truly, truly amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, somebody is asking, but I don't think so. I mean, as a teen, I don't think we were asking you to have any kind of a giveaway or anything. But did you have anything that you wanted to do as a giveaway to the people? I didn't think so. Didn't want to put that pressure on you, but somebody was just asking. So no problem there.
Okay.
You said you don't, right? Or you do?
I don't.
Yeah, that's like, okay. Just want to make sure. We are having just a little bit of delay happening between, so I just want to make sure that I heard that right. Well, I think that you said it really well. That, you know, success is one thing, and freedom is another thing. They can go hand in hand, but all of that, it requires some failure in life, doesn't it? And it requires some hard learning. You have to learn some things for yourself, and your parents just don't want you to have to learn any of the big lessons really hard and everything. So I think you guys are doing pretty well together. Of course, I'm not a family therapist. I'm not there with you guys or anything, but just your demeanor, your parents have got to be extremely proud of you today. You have really handled yourself really well, especially in the light of some technical issues. And I just really appreciate you sharing what your experience has been from having to go from one country to another, having to learn a different culture, and then having the issues that come up for any teenager, and then having it in the middle of all of that. So you are handling yourself well. Be proud. I hope your parents, well, I know that your parents are extremely proud of you right now. And they're probably going to reward you with some kind of, I'm talking to your parents kind of right now. They're probably going to reward you with some kind of a special, like, little freedom gift for you. maybe it's time for you to maybe go out to a movie or something, but they don't have to do that. And I really, really appreciate you sharing your life with us today. It's great. I think you're going to be doing a lot more things in the world. Keep speaking, keep letting people know what your story is, keep getting it out there, and you're just going to do amazing things. I really appreciate you being here. I really do.
Yeah.
And before we're done, I just thought I'd let everybody know that we've got more speakers here today, and I know that we've got another teen speaker coming up pretty soon. But right now, I'm going to be speaking with Avery Russell. So she is going to be talking about being the confident parent. So she's going to be talking the same thing, but from a totally different perspective as the parent. And
That's cool.
I hope you'll be able to stay tuned for that, because I think that'll be really neat. But for now, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, Trinity.
Thank you.
That was an amazing expert. Thank you for joining us at the Family Matters Mega Summit. You can get the recording of the talk you just heard, plus all the other speakers, along with many bonus programs, workshops, and courses by upgrading to VIP. Remember to support our cause by your generosity and sharing this event with those around you. Don't go away, as we have another talk coming up in just a few minutes.